Chapter 42a. First warning. All persons in this book are fictional. All statements, regardless of the topic, are precisely that, statements. Some are based on empirical facts, while others are pure imagination. My goal is to balance between vision and reality, between fiction and fact in such a way that the audience can relate and engage with the multitude of ideas and inventions. The book has no ambitions to preach an overarching goal but questions accepted truths. In this way, in a Socratic manner, it leaves the rest to the audience. Music, a language or something more. Back to the Holgersen family. Something went wrong. A very important person, a professor at the University of Oxford, claimed that music is a present mystery. Everyone has a relationship with this invisible pleasure. It is as natural as the air we breathe, yet something we don't think much about. The air is always there. Air is completely self-evident. And most of us do not think about every breath we breathe, we live. Music belongs in the same category. We listen, we exist, and we live a life with music as a companion. It would be presumptuous to lay out a theory about the psychological and social significance of music, but an overarching picture can be suggested. Father Holgersen, Benny Nopert Holgersen, was originally a worker of words. At times he worked as a journalist for the local press. He wrote opinion pieces in various forums, especially when social media entered the scene. These on social media became a playground for Benny NH. Let us call him that. He wrote fiery posts about explosive political topics. He threw himself into the debate on genetic modification, raged over Norway's oil policy, and slammed doors when the national budget was presented. He was angry. Then came an aftermath. He collapsed, crumpled on the sofa, and was no king anymore. He was forced to look inward into himself. He put an old CD into the aging CD player. He did not notice the information on the CD cover, just put the CD in. He placed his index finger on start. The music filled the room immediately. Wonderful music. He sank back into the sofa and enjoyed it all. Then the music stopped and the tears pressed forward. He cried quietly, for a long time. What had Benny NH been listening to? Yes, we are all curious about what can trigger such strong emotions. But few of us think macro thoughts about the phenomenon of music. It is a mystery, but it is being researched. And science is now dealing with the fundamentals, frequencies, and their influence on the human constitution. One claim is that vibrations in all things create the elements, that is, it is much more about frequency and wavelength than direct naturalism, as we perceive reality. Benny NH wished his entire family well. Who doesn't? He rose from the sofa, somewhat dazed. The CD player had stopped long ago. He walked slowly over to the window and saw the sea just below. He enjoyed the view of the fjord, a part of the great ocean out there, enormous areas with surfaces of water. The horizon as an alluring cloud, something more exists beyond the horizon. Yes, and yes it does. We seek throughout our lives toward this sky. We want to be incorporated into a utopia. We are desperate in this regard, and music is our best companion. The Holgersen family's internal affairs were not important in this context. Yet they were still important for the contemporary story of the universe in development. We are talking about the great macro universe, but also the local micro universe. And that is where we place the focus now. Because the natural dynamic in a family is that the children go to school, eventually to university and college, get an acceptable job, and themselves start a family. The world moves on. Then it happens that the son, odd Robert, makes a discovery that everyone can make, but which is not taken up. It concerns the generic. What is generic? Generally, it is the general, That is, something we take for granted. The air we breathe, the water we drink, something we do not pay special attention to. Something self-evident. Odd Robert understood this intuitively and developed a program to optimize the ripple effect of what surrounds us. This self-evident thing. It ended in a system that made him fabulously rich. A fairy tale.